Today, I'm staying in the most expensive hotel in Singapore. I'm going to be spending one night in the original Raffles Hotel. This beautiful hotel opened up back in 1887. In 2019, they had a major restoration to the rooms, the hotel, and the restaurants. This was also declared as a national monument back in 1987. Let's go and check in my room and explore this amazing hotel. What an entrance. Now this room is famous in Singapore. It's where a lot of people love to come and have afternoon tea, which I'm going to check out a little bit later on. But first, let's head to my room. That colonial theme continues into my suite. Let me give you the tour. The beautiful lush gardens that are here, and I've got a little bit of an outside seating area which I will enjoy my Singapore sling, which is complimentary, in a moment. So this is my room number 107, very sophisticated with an old-fashioned bell as you enter. So a minute ago, the butler came along and offered me 6 of these beautiful chocolates, which I got to pick. I'll try them out in a little bit. Again, the classic Raffles room key, stitched leather. They've got their own tea here, which I'll have to try in the morning. Singapore sling, signature black. Look at that. And my own tablet to do everything that I need for the room. So on here, right, I can call the butler. And I can ask the butler to do pretty much anything I want in this room. So if I wanted to have a bubble bath, I can ask the butler to come in and actually run me a warm bubble bath, which I don't think I'm going to do because I think I can do that myself. It's also great, you can control everything on here, from the light, the temperature. I can draw the curtains and adjust all the lights. There's information on here about dining, restaurants, history on the hotel. I can turn the TV on from this iPad as well. I can also watch YouTube on here as well. They also have their own newsletter, stroke little newspaper. What I love about these rooms is that it still feels like you're back in the 1930s with some of the controls on the doors. Old school controls if I want them, so I can control the fan, the lights, I think, and the curtains all there. And I think there's another one over there, and I missed that. Look at the door handle, it says Raffles on it. Let's have a cheer, because the mini bar is complimentary. And I love this. This is like a traveling suitcase that has just been plonked here. As you know, they do like their ranges of tea here at Raffles, and there's so many different choices to have here. Green tea, English breakfast tea, Earl Grey. There's honey here if I want it. A little area to make my tea in the morning. But as you can expect, because it's complimentary, it's not fully loaded. In fact, there's only soft drinks in here. Yeah, and some coconut water. Is that complimentary too? It's a little cocktail in a box. I've got a kettle, some glasses here as well, some snacks. And again, these are complimentary. Love the placemats. Branding is on point, and I've got some water on there too. A little dining table there if I do want any room service. Right, let's head into the bedroom. I love how they're separated by these little doors either side. If I don't want to use the iPad, I can use the old-fashioned switches. But check out the 4-poster bed, complete with fan. There is air conditioning in here. Very elegant over here where the TV is. Anything in these? It's just for storage, I think. There's a nice chair with a reading light. Let's do the bed test. I did ask, oh, that's quite hard actually. I did ask for a mattress encasement. Let's see if they delivered. Yep, there's one on there. I do love it when these hotels get that right. Love the wooden floor. Got this beautiful rug around the bed. Branding's on point. Little old-fashioned alarm clock. Love these lamps. Reading lights above the bed. No Raffles logo on the bed. I can't see one. Or on the pillows. That's quite surprising. All this is leather though. Love the dark wood. And then another enclosed area if I want it, where I can hang my clothes, We've got the posh hangers. It's quite dark in here actually. Is there any other lights other than that? I don't think so. But there is this dressing table, and this pops out with a Dyson hair dryer just there, so you can sit there, do your makeup. Leather stitching on the tissue box. Absolutely love that. Don't see these in many hotels anymore, do you? Now I know some people love this. I'm not overly a fan of having a bath just in the middle of the bathroom. It kind of makes me feel uneasy when I'm in the bath, if you know what I mean. I like it to be up against the wall, don't ask me why. This is a beautiful, big, deep bath. We have the shower. Now the lights are over here. I'm just trying to figure out, should be that one, shouldn't it? Oh, I think that is the light. It's very dark actually. Is that as bright as it goes? I guess so. Well, like the lighting here, that's nice. Flannel there, look. Shampoo, shower gel, a little head and a big head. As you can see, there's a nice seating area in here. Size-wise, it's not the biggest shower in the world. I would probably go for maybe 4 people in here. Twin mirrors, love that. And the branding is most definitely on point. All this dark wood and the silver, it just looks so elegant, doesn't it? These never look elegant, but what can you do? They're there for a reason. Just check out the floor though. An interesting stool sat there. Some mouthwash, a flannel, there's some soap there, and some more tissue. And real flowers, they are beautiful. And as some people always say to me, you don't ever show the toilet. They're not that exciting, that's why, but this is the toilet. Branding's on point. Oh, and it's not one of those smart toilets. Staying with the traditional here at Raffles Singapore. The suite is lovely. What's not lovely is the soundproofing. Obviously this is a very old hotel, and when people are walking around upstairs, you do hear it. It's again, I don't know whether the microphone picks it up, but someone's very heavy-footed upstairs. It reminds me of when you stay in a Travelodge or a Premier Inn back in the UK and you hear someone thudding upstairs. So if they wake up really early, yeah, that's going to wake me up. Now, unlike other Raffles that I've stayed in, the options here were pretty simple. It's just basically bed and breakfast. There is something that I get for free though, and that's something that I've wanted to try, the original Singapore sling, and they've just delivered it. And they've got it for me outside. I would say on my own little private area, but you have to share it with some other people. So I've always wanted to try the original Singapore sling in Singapore. Look at this, they've given me some nuts as well in a bag. And they haven't forgotten about the branding either. Check this out, here we go. Now, when I was in Raffles in London, I tried the London sling and I tried the Singapore sling. I tried them both together and I actually preferred the London sling. This does taste like the one that I had in London, so I still think if I had a choice between the London sling and the Singapore sling, I'm sorry to say, I think I would go for the London sling. I much prefer it. This is still nice, don't get me wrong. Now, that aside, Raffles Singapore is famous for its afternoon tea, so it's only right I go and grab myself one. Before we go to check out the rest of the hotel, let's have a look from up here down onto the garden. Wow, look at that. There's banana plants over there. Isn't that beautiful? That is real grass, by the way. Ever landed in a new country only to realise you've got no data? Roaming fees are ridiculous, local SIMs are a hassle, and public Wi-Fi unreliable. That's why I use Airalo. Airalo is the world's first eSIM store, trusted by over 15 million travellers. Instead of dealing with physical SIM cards, you can just download an eSIM from the app before or after you land. With coverage in over 200 countries and regions, you'll always stay connected. It's super simple. Just choose your destination, purchase an eSIM, install it in minutes, and boom, you're online the second you land. No lines, no stress, just instant connectivity. I used Airalo on my trip in Singapore and it was a lifesaver. From navigating maps to video calling back home, I was connected the entire time without crazy roaming fees. So don't get caught without data. Download Airalo today and use my code WALKTIM3 for $3 off your first eSIM. So stay connected, stay stress-free, and enjoy your travels. So I'm a little bit gutted, they've overbooked, it's a Sunday, and they can still accommodate me, but I have to sit in this private room, which I'm not complaining about, but but it's not the same as sitting really in there. Anyway, the menu for afternoon tea. So I've got this platter of teas to choose from. There's Earl Grey, there's jasmine tea, there's mint tea, there's chamomile tea, there's premium tea that you can order as well. It's 98 Singapore dollars per person, and with that you get finger sandwiches, home-baked scones and delightful sweet treats presented on a classic 3-tier silver stand. Well, I'm looking forward to this. Lady playing the harp. I can hear it, I can't see it. I know you might be thinking, well, why didn't I book a table? And I kind of did online, but that's got lost in communication somewhere. So I'm a little bit gutted. So they've moved me into the main room. I think they felt bad for me.
Allow me to serve you first your welcome drink. This one is cold brew Casablanca tea. It's an infusion of mint tea and bergamot.
Let's try the starter tea they gave me. That's refreshing. Wow, look at that up there. Slightly concerned right underneath the chandelier. If that was to fall, I'd be dead. Actually, this is probably one of the best spots. So they've given me this little timer that tells me when my tea is brewed. I need one of those at home.
So this is a classic afternoon tea for one. At the bottom we do have the finger sandwiches, which are smoked salmon, bean meat, and egg, tuna sandwich. The yellow is crab with curry bread. For the sweets, we do have the olive yuzu tartlet, citrus terrine cake, and dark chocolate cake. Top one, we do have the garden herb strawberry lychee cake and banana pistachio chupa. And I hope there's still space for your scones later.
Time is up. Let's see if this is brewed to perfection. Bit weak. This is Earl Grey, by the way. Oh, there you go. Turning in the colour now. Let's just give this a stir. That's better. Now look at the colour. There you go. To the disappointment of many, I'm having milk and sugar in my Earl Grey. That's the way I like it. People will be disgusted. Surprised they give you the sugar like this rather than the little cubes, because that would have been nice, wouldn't it? Right, let's try the Earl Grey. Hang on. Pinky out. That's a good cup of Earl Grey. Let's start with this. Some very expensive sandwiches. But the cakes are just so beautiful. I don't know whether you can see that, but that's got a little Raffles little logo. Got to leave room for the scones, of course. That looks like a macaroon. Oh wow, that's good. You almost need a wet wipe because your fingers get so sticky. So just awaiting the scones now. Time to try the scones. I've got clotted cream and jam here. I've got a fruit scone and a plain scone. They offered me like a cheese and chive scone as well, but I declined that one because I'm quite full already. These are slightly warm. They are small scones. The thing I'm gutted about is that they don't have any butter. I always prefer a bit of butter on my scone as well as the cream and jam. Question is it cream or jam first? Not going to be enough for both. I feel bad saying this, but it's not the best scone that I've ever had. I've had better scones, but it's still nice. The jam is very light as well. It's not overly that sweet and juicy. The afternoon tea was really nice, but I was actually really disappointed with the scone. The jam wasn't very fruity or tasty at all, and for 99 Singapore dollars I've had better cream teas. I feel bad saying that actually, because this is a very classy place, but I have had better cream teas. So let's go and check out the rest of the hotel. All this marble though. I think these are just more rooms down here. And the spa I think is down here too. This place is bigger than you think. Looks can definitely be deceiving because the front, it looks pretty small, but you can see there's loads more to the hotel behind the front. These are all the shops, high-end shops as always. There's Rolex over there. You see the old and then the modern skyscrapers just in the distance. Feels very strange. I think this is the back end of the hotel. It looks a bit odd seeing escalators in this kind of hotel, doesn't it? Because it's quite a big property, if I get lost, there's all these information boards, floor guide. Alright, interactive, look at that. So that's where I am at the minute. So I've just been there. I think my room is over here, isn't it? Yeah, so it's all there. There's even more shops around this corner bit. This is where we are now. Wow. Look at that. There's another bar here, I think. They've made use of each side of the hotel. There's even a Raffles gift shop here. It's called Raffles Boutique. Let's have a look. You can get a Raffles t-shirt. There's hats. You can get the Raffles slippers that I've got in my room. How much do they cost? One pair, 49 Singapore dollars. Raffles tea and cookies. How they used to serve the coffee and tea. Gourmet nuts. I didn't expect to see a sofa store up here in Raffles Singapore. It's pretty big. How random. Let's have a look in the main building. Little bar out here. So I'm going to show you some of the most expensive rooms in the hotel. Well, I say show you, I'll show you where they're located. I can't exactly show you inside them, but can you see the size of the doors? Look at that gorgeous chandelier. The pool is also located up here too. It gets very warm up here. I don't think there's much air conditioning up here. Mind you, heat does rise, doesn't it? Look at the size of the doors, it's crazy. Check out the piano. Look at that. With the old candle holders. That must be so old. Can't open it though, so no rendition of EastEnders. So the gym. Let's head to the pool. There's a bar up here as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty small pool, obviously, for the size of the hotel. If you imagine how it used to look back in the old days, those skyscrapers wouldn't have been there. All that would have been just open sky. You can even just see the Marina Bay Hotel just there, look. Good morning. Bit of an epic fail. Last night I laid on the bed at about 7 o'clock and I was just watching a little bit of TV. I thought I'll go and have dinner in a minute. I closed my eyes. Next thing, I woke up and it was midnight. I know, I'm still really badly jet lagged, so I completely missed out on dinner, which I'm a little bit gutted about. Anyway, I ordered room service. I had a burger. It wasn't overly exciting. Let's go and see what the breakfast is like, which I hear is exciting. It's this way. Morning. Gardeners are out. They even have like a robot lawnmower.
This for yourself, sir?
Yes. Thank you. They have the buffet option, but they also have made to order food, so I can have eggs, scrambled eggs, any eggs I want, and there's also a few Asian breakfast items on there as well. There's dim sum if I want it, pancakes. I think this morning I'm going to go for eggs benedict. Can I go for the eggs benedict, please? Let's have a look at the buffet. There's chilled salads and meats. Morning. Not a big fan of fish in the morning. There's pastries and there's cakes. Love how they lay out the muesli and the fruit. Eggs benedict look pretty good. We've got some hash browns on the side. A side of toast. Quite interesting the way they plonk the butter in there like that. It's not very luxury, is it? No, they didn't tell me I could have had breakfast out here. Gutted. Wow, so that fountain was built in Scotland. That's come a long way. So here's all the well-known and famous people that have come to the hotel. Michael Jackson's been here. William and Kate. And someone else that's familiar to us living in the UK, Boris. What's crazy is when you stay at this hotel, it doesn't feel like you're in Singapore at all. Remember, this was the first Raffles that was ever built. It's also one of the oldest buildings in Singapore too. And talking of old things, the grandfather clock in there is like dating back to like the 1800s. It's the oldest bit of furniture in the hotel. So before we talk about my room, I've just got to talk about the famous afternoon tea here at Raffles. I'm gonna be honest, it's not the best afternoon tea that I've ever had. Yes, I love the way it was served when they asked you what tea you wanted. When they brought out the sandwiches, it was quite small for the price. And I was really disappointed with the jam. The jam was basically like a jelly that had no flavour to it whatsoever, so I was a little bit gutted about that. The famous Singapore sling was concocted here in the famous long bar. My room was absolutely beautiful. I really love that style, all the dark wood and the white marble. Breakfast was okay this morning. Again, it wasn't really the best breakfast I've ever had, but this is surely one expensive hotel. The swimming pool was okay, quite small. Obviously, the size of the hotel is misleading from the front. You think to yourself, oh, it looks fairly small, but when you start walking around, you realise actually how big it is. The fact they have that massive shopping area in there is insane. So for one night here at Raffles Singapore, it came to £1,797. But what did you think? Do tell me below in the comments. Have you stayed here? Have you been here for afternoon tea? Did you have better jam? Please make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more hotels in Singapore, why don't you click the screen here and see my stay at Marina Bay Sands. I'll see you next time.